Good morning, all. Today we are going to start our first chapter, A Letter to God from First Flight. A Letter to God is written by G.L. Fuentes, who is a Mexican writer, and his full name is Gregorio Lopez Fuentes. He has written many stories in Mexican, and afterwards his stories has been written by other writers. In this story, three characters are being there: Lencho, postmaster, and post office employees. Lencho is the central character, and the story is about hard life and extreme faith in God of a poor farmer named Lencho, who had lost his crop due to heavy rain and hailstones. It was the only source of income to fulfill his family's desires. He firmly believed that God would help him in such a difficult situation and would not let him and his family die of hunger. He wrote a letter to God to seek help. Some kind employees of the post office helped him. So, the story tells us to have faith in God and never lose hope in adverse situation. So this is the character sketch of the story. Now we'll start with chapter reading. The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. Crest of a low hill means top of a hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corns dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. It means a good rain needed. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. According to the first para, Lencho was a farmer who lived on the crest. Crest means peak of a low hill with his family. His was the only house in the entire valley. His field was full of ripe corn and easily visible from the house. He was eagerly waiting for a good rain to have a good harvest so he could earn money for his family. Second paragraph. Now we are really going to get some water. Woman. The woman who was preparing supper means dinner, replied, yes, God willing. The older boys were working in the fields while the smaller ones were playing near the house, until the woman called to them all, come for dinner. It was during the meal that, just as Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall, and in the northeast huge mountain of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, these aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5s. So here, as Lencho hoped, it started raining at the time of supper. Supper means dinner, which gave Lencho a ray of hope. He was extremely delighted to see that. He compared the raindrops with silver drops, which shows his joy. Next line. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. Here, the silver coins is comparing to the frozen pearls. It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white, as if covered with salt. Here, Lencho, as he compared the raindrops with silver coins, which shows his joy. But soon, what happened? His joy turned into despair as the rain changed into hailstones, which ruined the crops. The field had been covered with snow like a layer of a white salt. Lencho was worried for his family. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from a plant, and Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, a plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. So the plague of locust means, plague here, plague means an unusual large number of small insect it means, and locust means insect which fly in a big swarms, or swarms means groups and destroy crops. So insect which fly in a big groups. So a plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There no one who can help us. We all go hungry this year. But in the hearts of whole who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope held from God. So again, only he was believing that Lencho's firm belief in God, that God will help him. But in the heart of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope held from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's why they say no one dies of hunger. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had instructed, sees everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Conscience means an inner sense of right and wrong. It means God can see everything. Lencho was an ox of a man. Ox of a man means hard-working man, like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So he decided to write a letter to God. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes. Because the storm, pesos, here pesos means currency of several Latin American countries. It means money only. So he wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled went to town. At the post office he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable means friendly and pleasant. He's a fat fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith on the man who wrote this letter," starting up a correspondence with God. So here Lencho had a firm belief and faith in God, so he has written a letter to God. He just want money because he want to sow his field again. And here the postmaster reaction to the Lencho's letter. After reading Lencho's letter to God, the postmaster laughed but soon realized that Lencho had firm faith in God and his belief should not be shaken. So he decided to help Lencho with the help of his post office employees. So the following, so what he already decided to help Lencho, and so in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to ink and paper, but he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So the postmaster and his colleagues all are just giving some money for Lencho. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho and with a letter containing only a single word as a signature: God. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Contentment means satisfaction. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence, because he was too confident that God will help him. But he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Immediately, Lencho went up the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling on his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed it to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, "God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks." Lencho. So here what happened then? After the postmaster reaction to Lencho's letter, he decided to give some money for Lencho, because of his firm belief in God, Lencho's firm belief in God. So Lencho became angry when he saw 70 pesos in envelope and he had demanded 100 pesos. He did not believe that God could do such a mistake and send him less money. So he decided to write a letter again for the rest of money. In this letter, he requested God not to send the rest of the money through the money order because he thought that the post office employees were a bunch of crooks. Bunch of crooks means typically the same kind of criminals. Crooks means criminals or dishonest people who might have stolen his money. So don't send me money in email, you just because here the employees are a bunch of crooks. So here, according to the chapter, the moral of the story is, the story tells us to have faith in God and never lose hope in adverse situation.